Have you ever felt like no matter how much you do, it's never quite enough? You wake up early, you pray, you work hard, you serve at church, you show up for your family, you try to be present, kind, patient, and yet, at the end of the day, there's this quiet voice whispering that you should have done more. Maybe it's the devotional you skipped, the friend you didn't call back, the extra project at work you didn't volunteer for. Whatever it is, the list grows longer while the hours stay the same. And here's the truth nobody talks about. We're exhausted, not just physically tired, but spiritually worn down. We've been running a race that has no finish line, chasing a standard that keeps moving just out of reach. Today, I want to talk about why we do this to ourselves, and more importantly, what Jesus says about it. Because the gospel has something radically different to offer than the endless pursuit of more. We live in a world that's built on the promise of more. More productivity, more achievement, more impact, more followers, more influence, more success. And somewhere along the way, we brought that same mindset into our faith. We started measuring our spiritual life like a performance review. How many chapters did I read this week? How long did I pray? How many people did I witness to? Did I serve enough? Give enough? Love enough? The problem is, enough never arrives. Because the goal isn't actually about reaching a destination. The goal is to keep us moving, striving, working. It's the illusion that if we just do a little more, we'll finally feel secure. Finally feel worthy. Finally feel like we've earned our place in God's kingdom. But that's not how grace works. Grace doesn't ask you to qualify. It doesn't hand you a checklist and say, complete these tasks, and then we'll talk. Grace is the scandalous truth that you are loved before you do anything. Not because of what you bring to the table, but because of who God is. Yet we resist that. We resist rest. We resist the idea that we could simply be loved without earning it. Why? Because our culture has trained us to believe that value is something you achieve, not something you receive. From the time we're children, we learn that love is conditional. Good grades get praise. Good behavior gets rewards. Good performance gets recognition. So we grow up thinking that God operates the same way. That His love is a wage we have to work for, rather than a gift freely given. And when we can't keep up with the impossible standard we've set for ourselves, we don't question the standard. We question our worth. We tell ourselves we're failing, falling short, not spiritual enough, not faithful enough, not enough, period. But what if the problem isn't you? What if the problem is the lie you've been believing about what God requires? Jesus didn't die on the cross so you could spend the rest of your life trying to prove you were worth saving. He died because you already were. The work is finished. The price is paid. There is nothing left for you to earn. And yet, we keep trying. Here's where it gets even harder. We're not just competing with an impossible internal standard. We're also comparing ourselves to everyone around us. You scroll through social media and see someone's post about their morning quiet time. 3 hours of prayer and worship before the sun came up. And suddenly, your 15-minute devotional feels inadequate. You hear about a friend who's leading a Bible study, volunteering at the shelter, mentoring young believers, and homeschooling their kids. And you wonder what's wrong with you that you can barely keep up with work and laundry. Comparison doesn't just steal our joy, it steals our peace. It convinces us that everyone else has this faith thing figured out, and we're the only ones struggling. But here's what we forget. We're comparing our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. We see their victories and assume they don't have doubts. We see their service and assume they don't feel tired. We see their faith and assume they never question. But they do, because they're human, just like you. The truth is, nobody has it all together. We're all carrying weights we don't talk about. We're all fighting battles that don't make it into the Sunday morning testimony. We're all wondering if we're doing enough, being enough, loving enough. And the enemy loves that. Because as long as we're focused on measuring up to each other, we're not focused on resting in Christ. As long as we're looking sideways at what everyone else is doing, we're not looking up at the one who's already called us beloved. The psychological cost of this constant comparison is real. It leads to anxiety, burnout, resentment. We start to resent the very things we once loved doing for God because they've become obligations instead of offerings. We stop praying because it feels like a checkbox. We stop serving because it feels like a competition. We stop showing up because we're too tired to pretend we have it all together. And in the quiet moments, when we're alone with our thoughts, we wonder if God is disappointed in us too. But what if He's not? What if He's been waiting for you to stop performing and start resting? So how do we break free from this cycle? How do we stop measuring our worth by what we accomplish and start receiving it as a gift? It starts with remembering what Jesus actually said. In Matthew 11, verse 28, He says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Notice who He's calling, not the qualified, not the spiritually elite, not the ones who have their act together. He's calling the weary, the burdened, the ones who are tired of trying to be enough. He sees your exhaustion. He knows the weight you're carrying. And His response isn't to hand you another task, it's to offer you rest. He goes on to say, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Now, a yoke in Jesus' time was a wooden beam that connected two animals so they could pull a load together. It wasn't designed for one, it was designed for partnership. Jesus isn't asking you to carry your burdens alone. He's offering to carry them with you. And not just that, He's taking the heavy side. Your worth isn't found in how much you can carry by yourself. It's found in the one who walks beside you, bearing the weight you were never meant to bear alone. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to earn His presence. You don't have to achieve a certain level of holiness before He'll show up. He's already here. He's been here the whole time, waiting for you to stop striving and start trusting. The moment you accepted Christ, your worth was settled, not because of what you did, but because of what He did. His sacrifice made you enough. His grace covers every gap. His love isn't based on your performance, it's based on His character, and His character doesn't change based on whether you had a good day or a bad one. So tonight, when you lay down to sleep, I want you to try something. Take a deep breath, and as you breathe in, say to yourself, "I am loved." As you breathe out, say, "I am enough." Not because of what you did today, not because you checked every box or met every expectation, but because God says so. You are loved, you are enough, right now, exactly as you are. If this message spoke to you today, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one weight you're choosing to let go of? Let's encourage each other in this journey. And don't forget to subscribe so we can keep growing together. Grace and peace to you, friend.